last council meeting was rescheduled. We had a conflict with our turkey trot, and it just had to shuffle some things around. So I really appreciate you guys being flexible with that. We have another council meeting that will be coming up in February. I hope that everybody will be able to attend that one. Those of you who can come, I greatly appreciate you making the time. As I know everybody's very, very busy, but I do appreciate you making the time to visit with us. I know that Ms. Finch, our president, is trying to sign on now. So Ms. Finch, if you aren't able to sign on, you'll be able to see this video. And you'll be able to catch up with what's going on. Those of you who can't come and aren't able to make suggestions or ask questions, you can submit those to me. You can email me directly, or you can email the whole group, and then I'll respond to the whole group. Myself, Ms. Baker, the whole team, Mr. Brown, Mr. Lyon, Ms. Rice will all endeavor to respond to any concerns or suggestions that you may have for the betterment of Largo Tibet. Just a little update on what's going on with Largo since the last time we spoke. As you all know, we're currently back in a full virtual model. You know, all these districts all these decisions are made on a district level. So we are a full-time virtual model right now. I don't know if anybody had the opportunity to watch last week's workshop. I do watch all of the board meetings so that we can keep up to date on what our next steps are and keep our staff informed on the shifts that are made. Those shifts are very frequent because they're in reaction to the health and well-being of our community as a whole, to the learning needs of our students, and the safety of our students and staff. So we know that there's been a lot of movement this year, and I just can only say that that's what's to be expected in the middle of a global pandemic. Our mission, though, at Largo is to try to keep things as normal as possible, and I think we discussed this at the last school council, try to keep it as normal as possible and keep what makes Largo going in spite of all the chaos that is going on in the world around us. So I think some of the glows at Largo right now is that we are maintaining our Leader in Me initiatives. We are making sure that we're reaching out to our kiddos and involving them in the leadership processes. We have Ms. Basorio here tonight. She's going to talk to you a little bit about our move to becoming Lighthouse, designated a Lighthouse school, which is she'll go into more detail about it, but it's something that's really exciting. At the beginning of the year, we all made a pact that we weren't going to let the pandemic stand in the way of becoming a Lighthouse school. It's like the greatest designation you can have as a Leader in Me school. And I'd love to say that, you know, I'd love to take all the credit for that, but I can take very little credit for it because that's what makes a Leader in Me school a Leader in Me school. It's all about what the teachers and kids have done. And they have just worked their tails off to make sure that they embody what it is to be a Leader in Me school fully. And so I'm very proud of our staff and students and our parents for engaging in all the wonderful aspects of what it means to be a Leader in Me school and to be individual leaders. So Libby's going to talk a little bit about that. Ms. Basorio is going to talk a little bit about that. I think she's a little bit towards the end on the agenda. We are out of school right now, out of in-person schooling right now. I anticipate but cannot guarantee that we will be probably coming back to the building and then within the next month. The indicators of the last workshop, there were a lot of voices saying that we needed to be back in the building. Again, those are district decisions, but that's what I'm anticipating will probably occur. The discussion also leaned towards what our learning models would be. Right now, I'm just informing you on what the discussions are. These are not building decisions. The district is wanting to have uniformity across the district, and I completely understand that. It is the most reasonable course of action. So right now, the learning models that are being discussed the most frequently are to either maintain what we have, those 2 days, the hybrid instruction, We have 2 cohorts, A cohort, B cohort, for only students who want to return. Their parents want them to return to in-person instruction. And those students will, if they're assigned to A cohort, they come Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is a remediation and independent learning day. Every teacher at Largo Tibet holds 2 sessions on those days in which they remediate and do small groups with kids and help give them guidance. It's not a down day. If anything, I think the teachers would probably say it's their busiest day of the week. I know it certainly is my busiest day of the week as we're jumping from meeting to meeting. And I think Ms. Baker feels the same. So, but that is a day for remediation and just getting the kids caught up, being able to work with them in small groups. So every teacher in the building has 2 sessions that they hold on those days. And we also add additional supports with our support staff. Ms. Basoria is one of our support staff. She's one of our EIP teachers, so she can speak to that too if anybody has any questions. And then our cohort B comes on Thursday and Friday. One of the discussion points is to shift to a 3-2 schedule to where there would be a rotation every week. Cohort A would come Monday through Wednesday the first week, and cohort B would come Thursday and Friday. The next week, cohort A would come Monday and Tuesday, and cohort B would come Wednesday through Friday. That way the students could have a rotation of 3 in-person days. If that's something that we move towards, there would be a little bit of a shift in scheduling. We kind of dread shifting the schedule again. It's something that's happened a lot, but I know that the district's main goal is to ensure that we are teaching as many kids in person as we can that want to be there. I'm very proud of our team. Ms. Baker has really led the initiative for scheduling in the building, and it has been 100 balls in the air at all times that she's trying to juggle with the scheduling process back and forth. You know, we've had some different shifts, and but I think we're almost I think we can say that everybody's going to be able, there's nobody on our waiting list.
0. No one is on the waiting list.
All right, great. So we won't have any students on our waiting list, and so that's really awesome news. I know that she worked really hard to make sure that that could happen, and so that's the direction we're moving in next. And one of our big tasks moving forward is for us to make sure that we are supporting all of our students who are on learning packets. That means they're not engaging in online instruction. That's a focus of ours, is to shift our students in. I'd like to have 100% of our students engaged in online learning and not a learning packet, but we have a goal of 3%. And we have a little ways to go, but Mr. Brown is leading the charge with that along with Ms. Rucker. So that is just an update of what's going on at Largo Tibet right now. And Ms. Russ posted the agenda. There it is. So we will move to Ms. Baker, and she's going to give us some updates on our testing.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for taking the time out to meet with us this afternoon. I just would like to let you all know that we appreciate everything that you do. And this year has been very challenging, but with everyone's support and help from the community, we greatly appreciate it, and we want to just let you all know that. For our testing, we have our state testing, our GMAS, our Georgia milestone test that we have every year for our 3rd through 5th grade students. As of right now, it is a go from the state of Georgia. We will be having that test in the spring, and so all of our 3rd through 5th graders will be tested on the GMAS test in April. So we're going to prepare for that. Yesterday, I sat down with a team, Mr. Lyon and Ms. North, and we kind of sat down and we went over our plan. So we are making preparations to prepare our students for our GMAS test in the spring. We took the test, the MAT test. That's it measures our students' academic progress. We took that in the fall, and normally we take it 3 times a year. But this year, with everything that's going on and all the challenges and changes, the district decided that we would take it only twice. So we'll get a pre and a post. And I want to say that we were very successful with getting most of our students tested this year in the fall, and so we were able to look at that data and set some goals for our kindergarten through 5th grade students to prepare them to do well and show progress on our spring post test. Also, I want to say that in addition to testing, to prepare our students for testing and just to prepare them for success, for this year's success, we were able to make some moves with our teachers, and we have more support in those grade levels that we need to, especially in our 2nd grade levels, and basically mainly in our lower grades. We need a little bit additional support, especially for those students that were hybrid. They were coming only 2 days a week, and so many of our parents, I think Ms. Finch, I don't know if she's on here yet, they expressed a concern that their students needed additional support on those days that they were working independently. So congratulations to our team for working together to come up with a way to schedule and use our teachers, our resource teachers, our support teachers. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Lyon, because Mr. Lyon, he really, really helped with the scheduling as far as making sure that we got that additional support in those grade levels where our students really needed it the most. And I just want to say thank you to the team, and I just thank you so much for us working together to meet the needs of our students and our teachers as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Mr. Lyon, if you want to go, that's a good segue to you, Mr. Lyon. We got you a shout out. If you want to go ahead and talk about some of our learning pathways, some of the things that we're utilizing to try to boost up the rigor in the school.
Sure. I will. Oh, it looks like Ms. Finch might be coming in. Good. So in no particular order, I'll start with Accelerated Reader. That's a program that we've used. It's been around for a very long time, and we brought it back last year and got the kids excited about it, got them reading books from our media center and classroom libraries, and then going on Accelerated Reader and taking a short quiz on the books to see how well they comprehended it, and they were earning points and everything, and we got a good momentum, and then COVID happened. So we're still maintaining it. We renewed our subscription to it for this year. Our biggest challenge has been getting books physically into the hands of students. There's no replacement for a book in your hand. But in the meantime, we've also been tapping into some digital ebook resources. We're using the MyOn program, which is directly linked to Accelerated Reader. Teachers are using Get Epic and some various other sites. The district has provided through Scholastic the Storia program. So all these different things to try to get text in front of students, just because right now getting books in their hands is a bit of a challenge. But we're continuing that, and kids are using that program to kind of keep track and see how well they're doing with their reading, and then seeing the adjustment on their book levels and see if they can increase that. So we're going to continue with that, and hopefully that'll build and build as the kids can kind of trickle back into the building. Speaking of reading, Amira was launched this year. It's a one-on-one tutoring program. It's it's really an AI, like futuristic, as it hears the kids and adapts to the kids. If the kids have a dialect, if they have a speech impediment, it actually adapts and relearns words specific to the kid. It's kind of weird, like really, it looks a little old, like kind of weird old technology from the 80s, but it's really like futuristic type, like a program. And so we've been using that with our K through 3rd graders in especially our kindergarten, getting them to the point where they can get up to reading those books. And while they're working the building toward picture books and chapter books, using that program to see where they are. And it has some screener things as well that can detect some different things and indicate if there's a problem, if there's something the kid's getting stuck on. It actually will filter that and let the teacher know and kind of help guide them in how best to support the kids with phonics and everything else. And then our big news is iReady. About half the county has been lucky enough to have iReady for a few years now, and the district is finally, in the midst of COVID, been gracious enough to let the rest of us get a taste of it. We've had several students that have been in other schools. We've had several teachers at other schools. I've used it in summer school. It's a great program, and we're very excited to have it now. It's a math and reading intervention where the kids go in, take a diagnostic, a simple placement quiz that's a little bit like MAP assessment, where it gets like harder and easier depending on how they do. Not nearly as exhausting as MAP, not nearly as intimidating or the pressure, which is great. And then once they get placed, then it takes them on their own individual pathway and gives them little quizzes and lessons, and they keep kind of growing and growing in the program to get on grade level. And once they do get on grade level, they can go beyond grade level and challenge and get that enrichment. So the kids love it. It's really set up like a game. It's really gamified in that it looks fun, and got little monsters and stuff. And so our kids are already excited about it. I had one teacher today, actually. The last thing I'll say before I run out the time on our meeting is a teacher asked me, like, I don't understand what this means. It says 7 out of 7 at 100%. What does that mean? Whatever. Well, we just finished our test diagnostic last week, and this one child in the class has already finished 7 lessons and gotten 100% on it. So, it was without the teacher. I mean, we just kind of launched it yesterday, and these kids are already getting on there and knocking it out because it is something new and something fun, and it's really engaging. And that's something that we were very happy to get at this time of the year. And I'll stop talking now.
Thank you, Mr. Lyon. Ms. Rusty, you want to give us a little update on family engagement?
Yes. So for family engagement, we have all of our social. Sorry, I am also trying to share my screen, and it is not cooperating with me right now. Okay, there we go. So for family engagement, we still have our 3 social media platforms. We have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Largo Tibet Elementary. And we also have our website that we update frequently. And those, like we've been doing just for our updates and see things that are going on in the school and all of that. We have normally this time of year, we would be having the Student Success Expo, the big expo in the Savannah Mall. But of course we can't. So the district is doing online expo, and all of our choice program information, because we are a Leader in Me choice program, all that information is on our website, and it's live, and parents during their, leisure time, a little bit easier for them this year. They don't have to specifically go to the school or go to the mall. They can just log in, see a video. There is a Google form that they can fill out if they have questions, and myself or someone will get back to them. There's also a fact sheet that we have with different information about the school. So that's a nice little way that parents can just take their time and look at all the stuff. And our links to our social media as well will be on there for those people to look at and hopefully choose Largo for their kiddos. And PTA, I just want to plug in that we are trying to get our PTA to do a couple things, getting our kids ready for the iReady and the GMAS test. So if you guys, want more information about that, just shoot me an email after the meeting, and I'll be happy to help with those. All
right. Okay, Ms. Pistorio is going to provide a little bit of information about our social emotional learning platform, which is Leader in Me. And I think she's going to solicit some help. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I am Libby Pistorio. I am an EIP teacher at Largo, and I am the facilitator, the Leader in Me facilitator at Largo. So I help get that program running and keep it running and make sure we are doing all the right things for that program. So I know that some of you have been here for a long time. I know Miss Finch, I've had Napoleon since he was in kindergarten, so I know she's been here for the long haul. So we started Leader in Me about 4 years ago, and we have taken baby steps along the way. And so our first step in Leader in Me was training our staff and turning our entire staff into leaders. And then we've added different pieces along the way. So this year we have created, we've always had an adult lighthouse team, which is the team of leaders for our school that help create events, talk about the big things, make decisions, reach out to other teachers to get support. So we have had an adult lighthouse team for the last 4 years. This year we have created a student lighthouse team, which is comprised of students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and they have been coming up with ideas and suggestions and meeting weekly with their adult leaders to make Largo better. So if you have checked our social media, you know that we were supposed to have a book drive today. That book drive was created completely by our student lighthouse team. We asked them, what kind of events do you want to have? And they came up with this book drive because they know that not everybody has enough books to choose from at home. And so they asked the staff for donations of books, and staff brought them in, and we were planning on having that today, but for other reasons we have had to reschedule till Friday. So we are still super pumped about that. I personally am just so excited that our kids came up with this on their own. They created an ad for it. They created a flyer. They just have blown me away. So that is super exciting. So we have an adult lighthouse team, we have a student lighthouse team, and now we are creating a parent and community lighthouse team. And we are looking for parents and community members who can share from their perspective what it's been like to be part of a Leader in Me school, share ideas with us, help us come up with events that you as parents and community members would be excited about, that you think would help our students, that you think the community would love to participate in. So we are slowly building that parent and community lighthouse team. As Ms. Hirsch said, as a Leader in Me school, which we have been for the last 4 years, the final step is to become a lighthouse school. And so that is our goal for this year. We are trying to become a lighthouse school by March. Our big day is March 23rd. And so we will have a review team come, and they will look and see what we've been doing for the last 4 years, and hopefully they will certify us as a lighthouse school. So that's been really exciting this year. But in order for us to do that, we do need some help. So I am coming to you all. If you are interested in helping us and being part of our parent and community lighthouse team, we would love to have you. If you want to get in touch with Lily and let her know that you're interested, we would love to have your support. And again, we're just looking for the parent and community point of view. You know, we work with teachers and kids every day, but we'd like to hear from you guys. So what can we do to make our leadership program more impactful? What can we do to get more people involved in the community is really what we're looking for. We do have that Lighthouse Review Day on March 23rd, where we will be asking for people who are willing to be interviewed and talk about their experience with Largo. But that is kind of secondary to building this team. We really want parents and community members to be involved with Largo and making our kids the best leaders we can. I see on the agenda, Ms. Russ has put Leaders of the Week. We have been sharing students every week who are Leaders of the Week, who are showing one of those 7 habits. And so we've been posting those to social media, and that's been fun for them to see their name in lights, you know, that they are the Leader of the Week. I mean, I just came up with this and I didn't tell anybody, but it would be kind of fun to have like a parent Leader of the Week, that we can shout out some of these parents who are, you know, they're supporting their kids and doing all the things. So that would be kind of fun. So to wrap it all up, we are a Leader in Me school. We are a leadership academy. We need a parent and community lighthouse team. We would love for you to join us. Thank
you, Ms. Pastorio. if you are interested in joining, email me or Miss Russ and just let us know. I would really, really appreciate the participation, because you guys have been part of this journey, and you know, you show up to events and you sit on this council and you're a voice and a part of this school, and so it is important for your voice to be heard in this process. It means a lot to us, and it just matters. And so I would really appreciate anybody who would be willing to engage in this process with us. It's going to be, I know we're going to do it, and I'm so excited to just be able to have something wonderful to celebrate. Are there any questions, concerns, suggestions from the panel that we can address now? For those of you who will be watching the recording, just shoot me an email. You can reply all to the email that Lily sent out, and I'll respond to everybody with the answer or guidance, or if one of the other panel members has some guidance, they can respond as well. All right, then the silence must mean that we're just absolutely fabulous, and you guys don't have any suggestions, and that's fine. All right, well, I really appreciate everybody coming out this evening. Miss Finch, I know you were having a hard time. You were bouncing in and out. I kept hitting admit every time you popped back in. But we're going to send you the recording so that you can catch up with anything that you may have missed. Mr. King and Miss Roberts, thank you so much for coming out. I know Miss Roberts is going to serve on that panel. I know she is. I know with my whole heart and soul. All right. Well, listen, we won't keep you any longer. I want you all to have a blessed evening. Please stay safe. And we really appreciate your support for Largo Tibet. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.